pelican with some very soft mangoes. A closet full of skeletons and terry cloth kangos.
Hey guys, it's Mango Kango, and welcome to another video. And today we are doing the build ideas for video, and yeah, I'm pretty excited about this one. I think this one's quite interesting. A lot of different ideas in this one, and yeah, I hope you guys enjoy. Just want to say before I hop into the first object, thank you everyone for the support lately. It's been amazing, and seeing the amount of subs go up and views and stuff is always really cool to interact with you guys in game and outside of game through the comments and stuff like that. Alright, so first up is the foosball table. So you're going to want to start with some stair blocks like this, leaving exactly two sections in between, so 1 2 1 2, and then you're going to want to color them separate colors on both sides. That way you know where that cross section is, because that's going to become sort of important later, and it just really helps in general with lining things up properly. Alright, so you're going to want to place your first dojo shelf. You want it to be right here like that, facing one stud out. Go in hide mode, do the same thing on the opposite side like this, then go in hide mode, and you're just going to want to face both of those in reverse. That way you get a flush texture and no, like none of the samurai swords facing through or katanas. And then for this side, it is going to be a little bit different, but fairly the same thing. You're just going to want to grab a sign. And the reason you're doing this is because it needs to sit one stud over. Alright, so you can place your first one, it'll be exactly like this side. Make sure you delete your sign, and then go in hide mode again. Grab a sign. So this is going to be a little bit repetitive, but it works. So do the same thing here, like that. Make sure you delete your sign. Go in hide mode, and now you're going to want to do the same exact thing as we did on the other side, and we're going to want to reverse it. So now that since it was facing this way, we want it to face inward, like that. Delete your sign, go into hide mode, and this should be the last one for these side panels. And then we just got to finish up the ones on the front and back side. Okay, just grab this, make sure this is like that, and there you go. So go and make sure you have this correct. Alright, and you should be left with something like this, and this is normal, this is how it's supposed to be. It's supposed to be one stud out like that. Alright, and then from here we're going to want to grab these, face the stairs towards yourself, just like that, and then just color them different colors so that you know where you're lining stuff up. And you're just going to want them to line up correctly here. So for this dojo shelf, you want this side to end here and this side to end here, so not all the way to the edge, but one over. And I'll show you how to do that. So you want to grab this, make sure it's facing inward, line it up right there. On hide mode, you can do the same thing on the other side, except this time don't place it there, you want it one over like that. Now you're just going to do the same thing on the other side. So what you could do is line this up with the one over there, and then just go ahead and finish it off by lining up with the edge right here. And you should be done with that, unless you could also reverse these so that you get that flush smooth look to it, but I'm going to keep them open to kind of give the illusion that there's like a goal for the foosball to go into. So this is going to be your like side wall, and now we're going to need to do the bottom green bit. Okay, you're going to want to go in hide mode, and then grab two signs, and you're going to need to do this 2 separate times, but it shouldn't be too hard. Flip it over, do the same thing again, stack them on top of each other in the middle, and then you're going to want to grab your billboard or map thing. Alright, and it's going to go right here like that. So see how I have these different colors? You're going to want this first one to line up like this, so it should hit the edge of this colored block right here. And then delete your signs, go in hide mode, grab your signs again. Alright, place them in the center. Alright, and now this one you want to be one away from the wall. That other one should have been one away from the wall as well. And you want this one to be lined up with the edge right here. So it's got to be like that, and that should be perfect, just like that. So you can delete your signs, and now go in show mode to make sure that you got this part right. Alright, that's perfect. Perfect. So it looks a little goofy here because you got that line going through, but you can get rid of that by just coloring it all the same color. And boom, just like that, you got the green color. You can obviously change this green color. I know some foosball tables aren't like that bright green like that, so feel free. I am going to color these brown as well. So now for this next step, you're going to want to go in hide mode to get these steps placed down. You're going to want it to just be like this, and just color them you know, opposite colors from one another like that. Nice good gradient, or not gradient, whatever, it doesn't matter. Something like this, and it'll make it really easy to place the little players. Alright, so if you're already in hide mode, you're already on the right step. Otherwise, if you're not, go in hide mode, and then you're going to want to place just like this. So there's only one small difference with which direction. You might be thinking like, well, what if I put it this way? The players are just going to be facing more slanted like this, or you could have it this way and they're facing slanted upwards. So whether you want them upwards or downwards, it doesn't really matter. And honestly, the more variety with different ways that it's facing anyway makes it even better, because it makes it look like some players are up and some players are down, just like in foosball. So you're fine either way. Go in hide mode and just kind of follow the pattern or path here. The only difficult part is getting this to go the right direction that you want it to go, as it doesn't always work. So you had your other one here, you're going to want your next one here. Your last one's going to go right here, and place it right there. So it should be one back from this one. Nothing too crazy. Now you can go ahead and actually place your next one without having to go in hide mode. And this one will be for the other side. If I can get it to rotate. It's not complying with me here. There we go. Alright, so yeah, this one can go right there. Okay. There we go. Hide mode, and then we have our last one here, which will be right there. And you're done with that. Those are the players. And then you're going to want to go in show mode to make sure you know you got it all right, obviously. And that looks very, very good. It's perfect. So you're going to want to go and color these. I'm just going to go for a more dark, I guess, stick. Coloring can be a little bit difficult for these, but at the same time, it's not like horrible. You can color them any color you want to. So, I mean, this team I'm gonna have be red. Go over here and make these blue. Alright, so there's your little players in there with their little, you know, the sticks. They aren't straight. Like, I know a normal foosball table is obviously gonna be straight. You're not gonna have it be all jagged like this, because that would just be absurd. But for pizza place, this is pretty damn good, I'd say. And yeah, it does the part. It definitely looks like a foosball table. So far, not yet though. You know, I will obviously get to the lines and stuff like that. Alright, so next is the lines. So this was actually kind of revolutionary for me. I had no clue that this was even going to be possible, and I kept trying and I figured something out. So these lights here, the little strand on top, that line, if you make it white and have it at the same height as these boards are, it creates the illusion from the top bit of straight lines. So it's borderline perfect, actually. So as you can see here, we're gonna have to place these a little funny because one of them doesn't complete the whole thing. So we're gonna have to have one here and one here, which isn't a problem. You just gotta keep it in mind when we're doing it, I guess. So you're gonna want to place your first one like that. You can go and place all of them just like this. So it is a lot of lights, just a heads up in case it wasn't obvious already. So this is your first row. You're gonna have to put another one here to complete the line. You're just gonna want to color these white though, the little strands on top. So this is gonna be, instead of here, you're gonna want it one over, and then you're just gonna want to do the same exact thing. So really, it's not that bad, I guess. These are also pretty cheap, these lights, in comparison to a lot of other things in the game. So hopefully you guys are able to get them. Alright, so go in show mode, make sure you got this right. And the reason I'm making sure you guys got all these steps right is because this one is a little bit of a harder one. Alright, there we go. Look at that. Now that is downright beautiful in my opinion. When I saw this, I was like, dang, that looks perfect. Now for the circle bit here, we're gonna want this cake. And the reason we're gonna be using this is we're gonna use it upside down for that circle in the middle. So the issue I had before with that other circle and it being not centered was because I didn't realize that this whole thing, since it's sitting on a one stud center, it makes it really hard to get anything in the center, borderline anything that's a circle. But what I came to realize is that this cake is actually on a one stud, which is great because it has a circle on the bottom. So I just flipped it over and that's what I plan on using for this. Alright, grab your cake and you're gonna have it upside down. Alright, so it doesn't really matter which way it's facing, just make sure it's right there. One stud down. And you should be golden. Alright, so that's the main table bit, and now you're gonna wanna do the sides. So for this, you're gonna need the Victorian set. I hate to break it to you. For anyone who doesn't have it, I'm sorry. Alright, so go in hide mode, grab this small chair, and you're gonna want to go 1, 2, and now just go 1, 2, 3, 4. You're gonna want to do the same thing on the other side. One, two, just like that. Hide mode, and 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so this is gonna have to be one away from the wall, like this. So the chair should just line up with this kind of, and then you want it to be one over like this, and just kind of follow my steps here. It shouldn't be too bad, and just make sure you got that last chair going right in the middle. Just somewhere in the middle. It's not going to be able to go in the middle perfectly. Alright, and then your next chair is going to go here in the middle. Now you can go in hide mode and place your last 2 chairs. So one right here should be 1, 2, 3. So like this. And just line up your other one, making sure it's like that, lined up with the stair. Now go in show mode. Alright, and that was your last step, so now you can go ahead and delete everything around it, and you can go ahead and place, you can paint your stuff now. Alright, and then you're done. That is the foosball table. And it looks amazing, guys. I mean, this is truly, I'm not even trying to I'm not even trying to exaggerate. This looks really, really good. And that's how you make it. It takes a while, yes, and it can be a little bit hard and annoying, but I think it might be a little bit worth it if you think about it. People will look at it and just stare at it and be like, whoa, what is that? Alright, then up next we have the ping pong table. Now this one actually is a lot easier than it looks, because the way to build it, I kind of made it pretty simple here. Alright, so we want a stair formation like this. So it just consists of 2 facing towards each other. Alright, and then you're going to want to grab your map boards. You're going to want 4 for this one. So we're just going to spam rotate to face the right direction. Sometimes it happens right away, sometimes it doesn't. You just got to be patient with it. Alright, and then if we look on the bottom here, where we want this is we want it to be on the very end. So if we can get it there, right there, boom, perfect. Go in hide mode. Do the same thing, flip it upside down, get it at the end like that. That's perfect. So you just want it to reach that stair right here, and have it like you can see it. I don't think I have to explain it too much, but and it's right lined up here. So now you're gonna want to do that again 2 more times, but on the opposite side. All right, and then have this like that. Perfect. Go in hide mode. And one last time. Alright, and then let's make sure that this is right. There we go. And you're done with that. You can get rid of these 2. And believe it or not, that was probably the hardest part. Assuming you got that right, we can move on to the next step. So the next step is going to be the net area, or the net piece, which is going to be these little chairs right here. And you can get these chairs from the presents. And in those presents, it's the red ones, they're like 2,000 something. It's a bunch of movie set stuff. You can get stuff like these chairs and stuff like that. So it's very cool items, a little bit more pricey, and you kind of have to get lucky to get it, I guess, in a way, but it's nothing too hard to acquire. It just might take a little bit more time. So you're going to want 3 of these, and facing them backwards like this. And you want most of that to be lined up correctly like that. And you're going to want one in the middle, so just go in hide mode, grab your last one and make sure it's in the middle, and that looks to be in the middle for me. Okay, go in hide mode, and lastly, and this is literally the last step, pretty easy here, take these 2 chairs and face them like that. And you can remove this now, and make sure you got it right. And that's perfect. It's just discolored, so to color correct this, you could do any color for the ping pong table. It doesn't necessarily matter too much. And then I just like to make the lines white. And so the only problem with this one is that the white lines like to glitch out a lot, but at the same time you can't really get too disappointed about that. Alright, now that you've colored your nets, again, you can really go with whatever you want here. So for the top things, I'm just going to color them like a light gray. That looks good. And then this is just wood. You can make it gray, you can make it dark brown, but to match it how it was before, I'm going to make it a dark brown. And yeah, that's pretty much it. The only other thing too that makes this a little strange is that it has these like rebounding areas here, which it's not technically supposed to be there on a normal ping pong table. But these lines are also wrong, because I know a ping pong table, the line goes through the middle. Nonetheless, I still think it looks pretty damn good. Okay, and the next up we have these red chairs. So to demonstrate before I actually make it, you can sit on these chairs, just like that. So yeah, it's pretty cool. Alright, now to make them, you're going to want to have a setup sort of like this. I don't know about this side yet, but just bear with me. Put them like this for now, and I'll fix it later. And then you're going to definitely want one here to make sure this is lined up correctly. Alright, so we're going to need these small patio tables, and you're going to want to face them this direction with the wide area facing towards you. And then just kind of do it like this. I have all 3 of them. We're just going to color them brown to match what we had before. Alright, and now we're going to want 3 of these small stools, because this is what makes it so you can actually sit on it. So if we go in hide mode, you just want it to be right here in the middle, like that. Make sure that it is facing the right direction. See how that wasn't the right direction. So just have it facing the direction that you prefer it to go. And that's correct. So we're just gonna place our next one and then our last one. And that one's not correct. So it is a little hard to tell sometimes, the direction that it's actually in. So yeah, it should look something like this. They're all going to be off by one stud, but that's just how they are. There's not much you can do about that. And then you want to go ahead and color these stools before you place your padding, because they are a bit hard to color. So just color them the color that you are thinking about doing your padding color. So let's color these, and boom, just like that. Then just color the undersides like this. Can be a bit hard to get at, I do realize. And then just color the legs brown. Okay, so if you had to remove this one over here to paint this, you're going to want to place that back, and then just go in hide mode, and we're going to grab the towels that they added, which are very useful. So you're going to want it upside down, and to know that it's upside down, you see that little bit that sticks above the hitbox? You want that facing down, because you want as much of the cushion facing downward as possible, so that it makes your sit animation fall in the right spot. So like this. And then what I also like to do is have that really cushiony side facing the user rather than this wrinkled looking side. It just looks a lot more visually appealing, so I highly recommend going with that. And then you just got to get them all to go the same direction, so it might take a while, it might not take a while, it really depends, I guess. There we go, got that one, and now we gotta do our last one here. And just like that, all three of them should look like this, facing upside down. Now you can go ahead and color these, or you can color them when you're not in hide mode. Either way, it doesn't really matter. And then you get something like that. And then you can just remove this stuff around it. Now you can sit on it. It's very, very cool and pretty cute in my opinion. The only thing that's weird is on this side, you can see it sticking through. So if you really wanted to fix that, you could move this one stud over, as it would fall in there, and it would work. The only difference is if someone's sitting here, this person would be really close to this person in comparison to this side. But if it doesn't bother you that much, then you can push that one stud inward instead of having it like this. But I think this is pretty nice. Okay, and then next up we have the arcade machine. So to start this one off, you're going to want to grab 2 marker blocks or stair blocks or base blocks, whatever, just to get that in an area that you want it to be in for alignment purposes. Alright, you're going to grab the chair, put it in there like that. You can recolor it later or now, but for now I'm going to leave it as that. I'm going to go in hide mode, and you're going to need 2 more chairs. These chairs are a bit expensive, so mentally prepare yourself for that, I guess. They are the royalty chairs, so you're going to want to place one like that, and then the other one facing directly towards the other one, like that. I'm going to go back in hide mode, go to your coffee makers, coffee machines, whatever they are called, and you're going to want 2 of these, and make sure that they're facing inward like that. And you only want them to stick out one like that. I'm going to go in hide mode and place the other one in that same spot, just more over to this side. Okay. Go into hide mode again. You're going to want to grab a tot TV, is what I believe it's called, or the TV that just looks really weird, and place it in that middle section right here. This one I just used to stack on top, you can delete it. Alright, and then grab 2 more marker blocks, put them next side by side, go in hide mode, go grab your towels, and you want these to be upside down, like that, and put that right there, as far up front, lined up with the blocks as you can. So keep in mind, like I said, this is going to be upside down, having that part that sticks out above, below the hitbox like that on the bottom, and then the cushion side facing forward. Not that this is actually resembling any sort of cushion, but the smoothest side is always the best side to give that illusion. Alright, go into hide mode again. You can get rid of these 2 blocks. You're going to want to grab a sign, rotate it till it falls face flat. There you go. And you're just going to want to place it somewhere here, it doesn't really matter. and then you're gonna want to grab your player head, face it towards you, and then you want this to stick out one like this. Go to your favorites, and you're gonna want the 8-bit joystick hat, just like that. And I'll have the ID on screen here for you, so you can type that in. Alright, great. Delete that sign, because you don't need it anymore. Go in hide mode. And then we're going to want to grab the toaster and rotate it till it's sideways. It's going to go right here. And that one we're just going to use to rebound this next one off of. Hey, it's me, Mango, here. My dumb self forgot to say. The toaster is actually supposed to be out one stud. There we go. From the side of the block. So just make sure you have that in the right spot. It's going to look really weird. It's going to look like this. And this looks chaotic, right? But I promise you that this is right. So you're going to need to do a lot of color correcting here. So whatever color you want the arcade machine to be is what you're going to color it. So if we want it to be this very light green, you're going to want to just color everything that light green color. Make sure you get everything. Then there's a coin slot there too, which you can color any color you want. I'm just going to do this dark gray. And you are done. Boom, look at that. You got an arcade machine. It's actually very, very good looking and very cool. And yeah, you can actually put whatever you want on there too. So like if I do the security cameras for Five Nights at Freddy's that I had from a while back, it'll show up on there. And you got the joystick, and yeah, everything lines up pretty well. And I don't think it's too bad. I think it looks pretty good. And if you had a lot of these, you could make an arcade or something really, really cool like that. So let's say you wanted a light that hangs from the ceiling, but you don't want something like this because you think it's ugly, and you want something that looks a little bit nicer and something that you don't see a whole lot, right? Okay, well, we got this light that hangs from the ceiling, and I'll show it on screen right now. So it's pretty simple to make. Just want to grab some stair blocks here to kind of get it where you want it. This light right here, this lamp, you're going to want to place it right there, and then your princess light and put it right there. Obviously this is a bit excessively hung down, because you could put it higher, but it's not bad, just like that. So let's say hypothetically you had something up here, and let's just color match this stuff real quick. Alright, so it should look something like that, and it does give off light. Now remember, this foosball table is in a weird position, so that's what's making these lights look kind of weird right now. But in a normal scenario, they really wouldn't look that weird. Yeah, and I think these lights look like phenomenal. Like, they look really, really good. So hopefully you guys can find a way to utilize those. Like I said, it's very simple. It consists of 2 things. Okay, and for another simple one, we're gonna just take a block, and this one's gonna be really easy. It's a plant, and I'll have it on screen for you guys. So it's gonna have 2 trash cans, one like this, facing forward, and just do the other one the opposite direction like that. Go back in hide mode, grab your modern plant, or whatever plant it is, the overpriced one, if that makes it easier, and go in show mode, and then you can delete your marker block, and you get this. Isn't that just amazing how easy that was to make? And you can color it too. You can even change the color of the plant. Looks very, very cute, and it's very easy. So I do hope you guys use this one. This one's really cool. Alright, but anyway, thank you guys for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed this one. Really tried to do something different with some of the builds in this video. If you guys liked it, and you guys do like the stuff that I make, consider subscribing and yeah, commenting, whatever it may be. I just hope that we can keep growing as a channel. Maybe someday we'll switch up the content a little, and I hope you guys stay by my side for that. I do have another video coming out soon, and it's going to be probably one of the more fun ones I've done. I'm going to be ranking all of the base objects that have ever been released in Pizza Place on a tier list chart. So that should be pretty fun, and I'd love to hear your guys' opinions on if you agree with me or not. So that'll definitely be a cool video. Anyway, without further ado, I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.
I got it close.